Tatiana the Killer. Episode 1. No, Episode 2. Season 1. Blood and Slaughter. So right where we left off, Tatiana has officially broke up with her boyfriend. Her face is disfigured and she's now wearing a long sleeve white shirt, black skirt, high socks, black shoes, and black gloves, and a cheap white Halloween mask. You know those ones that are easy to break and they have that white string that goes around your head? Yeah, those types of masks. And she somehow snuck a pocket knife with her. By the way, if I didn't give this warning before, then I'm going to do it now. This video will have violence, murder, and shooting, stabbing, mention of murder, guts, and organ stabbing included. And I will put a warning for this video is not for kids at all. This is for a more mature audience. 14 and up. And with that being said, let's continue. So basically, Tatiana was just at lunch until she lured her boyfriend into the janitor's closet. Well, her ex-boyfriend. My bad. And the second that bro was in there, she turns on the light and stabs him in the stomach. Not just once. She keeps stabbing him over and over and over again. She is not hesitating to kill him, as she keeps stabbing and stabbing multiple times. She even cuts his face multiple times, even slashes one of his eyes, stabs him in his leg, and then she brings down the knife for the final slash, splattering blood on her mask, as she was kind of wearing a raincoat since it was raining that day. And then she cleaned up the mess with a mop. And then she took off her raincoat, since this whole entire school is practically, soundproof. No one could hear anything unless everyone is in one room. So she grabs her raincoat, shoves it into her locker, drags her boyfriend's dead body out of the closet, since all the blood has been drained from him, down a drain. And then she cuts up and dismembers his body and sells the meat online all the way over to a farm that her family owns. But there's a new owner. And then she goes into the bathroom, wiping off her mask, even though we all know it's going to get bloody in the next 2.5 seconds. Because about a minute later, we can literally see girls who bully Tatiana, Vicky, Sasha, and Stacy. Vicky pushed Tatiana, but things would change. Because Vicky gets her thigh slashed right open, and she falls to the ground in pain. But no one else could hear her since Tatiana locked the door and the school is soundproof. Sasha, running for her life, she got grabbed and stabbed repeatedly in the stomach before getting her face smashed into a mirror and her face carved into a jack-o'-lantern. Tatiana done turned her into a freaking carved pumpkin with the triangle eyes and that wonky mouth. Oh, God. If you have a weak stomach, click off right now. I advise you to do that. Because Tatiana ain't done here. Somehow, Sasha is still alive. So Tatiana goes in for the good old repeated stabbing, cutting open her stomach and strangling Sasha until she was dead completely. Next up was Stacy. Stacy tried running. Tatiana pounces on her and stabs her repeatedly in the face until she started using a hammer to crack her skull and then stabbed Stacy once again, since Stacy was the cause of her house fire along with Vicky. And she cut all the way down her face. And then just started whacking her with the hammer until the durability of her skull was depleted. And when I say this, I mean she literally ripped apart her head, ripped out her brain and her heart, and left her to die. And she left Vicky alive because she had some plans for her later, tying her up and then taking her somewhere else. In about 10 hours later, in the middle, when the sun starts to go down, in a car repair shop / junkyard, we can see Tatiana holding a fucking flamethrower. I didn't actually say the F word, honestly. I just said ing. We can see that Tatiana held up the flamethrower and burned Vicky's face along with the rest of her body. And the police came, but Tatiana was long gone. And Tatiana the Killer, Season 1, Episode 2 ends there.